Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, Deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Excellencies, dignitaries, and ministers present. Dear friends, the Secretary General has asked me to deliver this personal message to you on your Independence Day. Ban Ki-moon, the Secretary General of the United Nations, and I quote, "I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to the Republic of South Sudan on the first anniversary of its independence. I had the honor of attending the independence ceremonies last year in Juba and was deeply impressed by the country's commitment to peace. The people of South Sudan have made tremendous sacrifices to reach this historic juncture, and I congratulate them for realizing their long-held aspirations. South Sudan can now proudly walk the world stage as citizens of a country that is a member of the United Nations and the African Union. They can now plan things for their children that they themselves could not dream of. Now their sights are set clearly on the future, a future in which a democratic South Sudan strives to improve the living standards of its citizens and plays a constructive role on the world stage. A lot has been achieved since independence, but a lot also needs to be done. The road ahead will not be without challenges, but I am confident that with the resilience of its people and the wisdom of its leadership, South Sudan will overcome any obstacles and succeed in becoming a prosperous nation based on human rights and rule of law, and living in harmony with its neighbors near and far. As we mark this momentous occasion, I know that all South Sudanese are worried that relations with Sudan have deteriorated. The United Nations is doing its utmost in partnership with the African Union to help the governments of Sudan and South Sudan settle all pending differences peacefully. UNMISS, the United Nations mission in South Sudan, has had its mandate extended and will continue with agencies, funds and programs of the United Nations to support the government's efforts to protect its civilians and consolidate peace throughout the country. We are strongly committed to the work of building a thriving and stable South Sudan. Congratulations again to the leadership and people of South Sudan on this historic day. May South Sudan enjoy greater well-being with each Independence Day, and may all its citizens live in harmony and peace. The Secretary General says, South Sudan Oye! May I, at my own personal behalf, just add a few words and say many have shouted doom and gloom at South Sudan and its prospects of independence. Many have shouted doom and gloom with the challenges of the first year of independence, the oil shutdown, the hostilities with Khartoum. And many are shouting doom and gloom now, looking at the prospects of the new nation. But let me say this, it is always easy to give the naysayers their way, to give in to pessimism and to doom and gloom. However, South Sudan's many years of struggle proves the opposite. Your trademark has been to never give up, to fight for what you believe is right, whatever the odds. Your trademark has been resilience in the face of major challenges. And one of the biggest challenges one can have is to build a new nation. Let me therefore remind all of us that a lot has been achieved in the past year, despite all the troubles and tensions. A lot has been achieved in establishing the foundations for democracy in South Sudan, passing critical legislation in key areas on an inclusive basis. A lot has been achieved in security sector reform, driving the reform and transformation of the police. A lot has been achieved in stemming intercommunal violence in Jonglei, where the Presidential Committee has actually achieved to stabilize the situation, and where more security forces were deployed in Jonglei than on the border, even under the height of crisis. That shows a commitment to peace and commitment to stability in the country. Many other achievements have been made, and I think we need to note them and honor them. Much more would have and could have been done, but these important strides we need to honor. As one of your able citizens and leaders said the other day, nations are not born, they are made. And if I may add, they are built. That is your critical responsibility now, to build your new nation based on unity in diversity, and to honor the sacrifices of everyone that went before you. To make sure that South Sudan as a state is a state that is at peace with itself, peace with its neighbors, and that delivers for its people what they have been deprived of for so many decades. Delivers education, health, clean water, livelihoods, and a future for the children and the future leaders of South Sudan. This is hard work, and it is not done in a day. Let us hope and pray for your success. And let me finally end with quoting the President's independence speech of last year, where he used an African proverb. This is the President Salva Kiir, and he quoted the proverb that goes like this: "The night may be too long, but the day will come for sure. And let me tell you, I see the light at the end of the tunnel." End quote from your President. We have been through a year. There is very much light at the end of the tunnel. In fact, year 2 of independence is an opportunity for you to prove the naysayers wrong, to make new strides in building your new nation, and to show that you will succeed in letting the light shine on each and every South Sudanese. Congratulations on your Independence Day. South Sudan.